Campaign here at New York City DOT, and I'm very pleased to welcome our Commissioner, Eyewitness Rodriguez.
Thank you. You know, Mayor Eyewitness said one death is too many, and traffic violence is not different from other type of violence, and that's why, you know, you were here from Chief Rivera. But this is about also Commissioner Cavan and NYPD for the first time in New York City. Traffic violence is including the constant. So when the police go through the report on violence for the first time in our city, now they are including traffic violence. So this is our commitment that we have on Mayor Adams, myself, and the 6,000 men and women at DOT to make the streets safer for pedestrians and cyclists. It's New York City, it's the most density city in the whole nation. But as I was sharing with some transportation leaders across the nation, everyone acknowledged New York City has been able to get the lowest numbers of pedestrian fatality in 2023 since we started collecting data 113 years ago. When it comes to cyclists also, and I will get into more details, but last year we had the lowest numbers of cyclist fatality or those cyclists that they use in pedal bike. The number gets higher with the electric bike. From 30 cyclists that unfortunately we lost in 2023, 23 of those cyclists they were using electric bike. And seven of those cyclists, they were not hit by the vehicle. They were solely a person riding the bike. So of course we are here to announce that it is the first time in Vision Zero history that we focus only on electric bike. Working together with innovative street redesign and targeted enforcement, this campaign aims to reduce injuries and fatalities on our roads. And when it comes to e-bike, those numbers have been far too high in recent years. So Vision Zero has a 3E. One is engineer. So we have the best thing in the nation at DOT redesigning danger intersection. We are the first, or one of the first city in the nation widening the bike lane in 3rd Avenue, 10th Avenue, and we made the proposal also for 2nd Avenue. So we are the leading one when it comes to being innovative, giving more space over our roadway for our cyclists. Cycling is more popular than ever in New York City. Last year, we had over 200 million bike trips in New York City, different from a couple of 100,000 that we have in the 1980s. So it means that electric bike is part of those, new motor transportation. It's not only pedal bike, it's a pedal assisting bike, or the bike is a scooter. So we also have to be ready for the new change that we have seen on how New Yorkers are moving around. Nearly 6% of New York City adults now report that they ride a bike or a scooter once a week or more. I was riding bike with the Minister of Transportation of Ireland last year, 2 years ago. And he was saying that a person who rides a bike half an hour every day extends 6 years to their life. So biking is not a luxury. Biking is not only something of the upper class. Biking is good because individuals who bike save money, they live healthier, and it's good for the environment. And electric bike is part of those new bikes that our great New Yorkers and visitors are using. To accommodate this recent growth, DOT last year implemented double wide, as I said before, protected bike lanes right here on 10th Avenue, as well as over on 3rd Avenue, and also we presented the same plan to 2nd Avenue. We are leading in the nation when it comes to widening our bike lane. That's right. Before last year, neither of these major Manhattan corridor had any protected lanes. And now cyclists get lanes that are up to 10 feet wide. The agency also installed a record of 32 miles of protected bike lanes last year. And in the last year, we have built over 200 protected bike lanes. Let me give you the sample. We have built more protected bike lanes in New York City than the bike lane being built by all large cities in the nation together. But electrical bikes come with some challenges, especially for new riders. They are faster than regular bikes, and so their stopping distance are longer. We saw the majority, over 70% of cycling fatalities in 2023, as I said before, involve electrical bikes. Even as traditional bike fatality reached an all-time low. We even saw a record numbers of single bike fatal crashes involving electrical bikes where no other moving vehicle, pedestrian or cyclist, was involved. By following the data, we work to take action on this critical issue. Of course, as I said before, this is not the only action we are taking around electrical bike. I know that one of the questions would be, but what are you doing on the engineer? What are you doing on the enforcement? You were here from Chief Rivera, and also when it comes to an engineer, again, we are taking every day into improving a danger in the city. On the Mayor Eric Adams' leadership, we are cracking down on illegal batteries. But at the same time, we're working on solution. Just 2 weeks ago, when we saw that we opened a new and safe charging station for delivery workers using electrical bike. Now, our next step, this step, is about get smart before you start. Get smart before you start. This is a campaign that we would like to see New Yorkers and visitors with the tools they need to use an electrical bike with a safer choices. The creative materials features compelling images and instruction audio to inform users how to properly accelerate, brake, and operate an electrical bike at an appropriate speed. This educational campaign will be on TV, print, radio, digital news, outlets, social media, subway apps, and Link NYC kiosks, with ads running in 6 different languages, including English, Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, Bangla, and Creole to get the public safely message to safely message to a greater numbers of New Yorkers. DOT Safely Educational and Outreach Unit, who are here today, led by King. As you see this group here, they are not only educating the liberitas in the street, but they are at the senior centers. They are at a school. They work with hundreds of schools in New York City, educating students, parents, and in this particular case, delivery workers. They will also conduct direct community educational to help newer riders know what to expect when they operate an electrical bike. I want to thank Tomas Garitas for putting together this success campaign. I also want to thank Kim, Wiley, Swartz, and others across the agency for the great work that they're doing. En 1 minute, en español, estamos aquí para asegurarnos de que la ciudad conozca de que por primera vez en la historia de la ciudad de Nueva York estamos haciendo una campaña educando a aquellos que andan en bicicleta eléctrica sobre cómo usarla de una forma más segura. Lo estamos haciendo porque en la ciudad de Nueva York, bajo el alcalde Rick Adams, en el 23 logramos tener el número más bajo de peatones muriendo por ser chocados. También tuvimos el número más bajo de ciclistas muriendo, aquellos que usan la bicicleta de pedales. Sin embargo, el número más alto fue la bicicleta eléctrica. De 30 ciclistas que murieron el año pasado, 23 estaban en bicicleta eléctrica y 7 de ellos no fueron chocados, sino que perdieron el control. Por eso es de que hoy estamos haciendo esta campaña donde estarán en todos los idiomas, en inglés, incluyendo en español, en mandarín, en cantonés, en creole, en bangladesh y en otros idiomas, para asegurarnos de que el mensaje llegue bien claro. Nueva York ha cambiado. 200 millones de viajes de bicicleta ocurrieron en el 2023. Nosotros hoy estamos responsables, bajo el alcalde Rick Adams y nuestra persona, de seguir rediseñando las carreteras para tener espacio para que la persona camine, ande en bicicleta, igual que aquellos también andan en vehículos, pero también hacemos un trabajo de enforzamiento de la ley con la policía y también lo hacemos de una forma educacional. 2 semanas atrás lanzamos la campaña, el plan piloto, donde estamos dando lugares como en Cooper Union, en Washington Night y en otros lugares donde los deliberitas pueden cargar también sus baterías de la bicicleta eléctrica. Hoy seguimos trabajando para asegurarnos de que Nueva York siga siendo la líder en la nación, asegurándonos de que el que ande caminando, ande en bicicleta, ande en vehículo, en transportación pública, estén todos seguros. Now, let's hear from Chief Rivera, who is a great partner with us at the NYPD.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chief Philip Rivera, Chief of Transportation for the NYPD. Good afternoon. We all know that a license is not required in order to operate an e-bike. You can purchase the bike and take it for a ride right away. Your new e-bike can reach a top speed of 25 miles per hour. Do you know that that is equivalent to the average speed of a professional bike rider in the Tour de France? Professional riders train for years. They are accustomed to emergency maneuvers at high speeds and necessary distance to stop safely. Are you a professional rider? Even if you are, take a moment to learn about e-bike safety before your inaugural ride, because doing so could save your life and prevent serious injuries. In 2023, New York City recorded 30 bike fatalities versus 19 the year before. Traditional bike fatalities decreased 7 versus 10. However, e-bike fatalities increased significantly, 23 versus 9 the year before. A significant amount of these fatalities were single bike collisions or were the result of the rider losing control. One fatality is too many, but this significant increase necessitates this call to action we are doing right here. In partnership with the New York City Department of Transportation and our stakeholder groups, our mission is to help you stay safe. If you own an e-bike or are considering purchasing one, we encourage you to wear the proper safety equipment. Helmets are required by law for Class 3 e-bikes, which can reach a top legal speed of 25 miles per hour. Familiarize yourself with the features of the bike. Take a bike safety course or take a test ride in an open area to practice turns and braking. You must obey the rules of the road. Yes, you must stop at stop signs and red lights. You must travel in the same direction as vehicular traffic. We want to help you educate yourselves so you can keep safe out there. But unfortunately, sometimes the best form of education is a traffic summons. We will be out there enforcing the law. We'd rather not have to issue summonses, but if that summons will serve as a reminder of your responsibility to yourselves and others who you share the road with, we will write it. And in 2024, we have issued over 1,600 bike summonses so far this year. A reminder to our drivers, you must share the road with cyclists, and you may not park in bike lanes. We have issued over 400 parking summonses to vehicles parked in bike lanes year to date, or you could be subject to boots or towing. Awareness campaigns like these can save lives. Please forward the safety information that was shared here to anyone you know who rides an e-bike or may be considering purchasing one. Encourage responsible riding. These are exciting times for cyclists, and together we can make the road safer for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question?
¿Puede hablar, por favor, de cuántas ciclovías han implementado en este último tiempo, si que comparó con otras ciudades?
Claro, nosotros hemos hecho 200. The question is how many bike lanes we have built in the city. En los últimos 10 años, la ciudad de Nueva York ha construido 200 millas de bicicletas. De esas 200 millas protegidas de bicicletas, de esas 258 han sido construidas en los últimos 2 años. Hemos construido más líneas protegidas de bicicleta en esta ciudad que todas las ciudades grandes juntas de los Estados Unidos, todos juntos. From the 200 bike lane, protected bike lane that we have built in New York City in the last 10 years, 58 of those have been built in the last 2 years.
A lot of people we've been speaking with, they say they're for the double wide bike lanes, but they're saying some people are using it to go in both directions, which makes pedestrians afraid. Now they have to look both ways. What do you have to say to that? Do you think you're saying that maybe people should be getting ticketed for going the wrong direction? Well, if you drive the wrong way, you get a ticket. Maybe these e-bikes should be getting the same thing.
And first of all, you heard from Chief Rivera on enforcement is another key tools that we have in our box, and we're going to be using other tools. However, what we know is that we are one of the first cities widening the bike lane, and the reason why we're widening the bike lane is not only for the cyclist community who use the pedal bike, but it's also that 80% of New Yorkers are placing an order once a week, and 22% New Yorkers place an order 4 times a week. So I can say overall, what we have seen is a widening bike lane is something that other city now is looking at us. And any challenges, as you have mentioned, is something that we will look at.
And I just have one more. In terms of fires, that's always on people's minds. In terms of storage of these e-bikes and stuff like that, do you have anything to say about that? Whether we should be having sheds outside or parking lots for them? And so many people are afraid of these e-bikes being in their apartments and going on fire. I know it's kind of separate, but do you have anything to weigh in on?
Yeah. So, look, I always say that, a council member, former board president, Brewer and I, we serve together as council member. I always say that, our job as legislators is, make agency accountable. And even myself right now that, past, I was prime or co-prime of more than 36 bills, from the street master plan to, increasing the penalty for those drivers who fell to jail. So what we know is that New York City is like a place of, we are studying. We are the leading one in the nation. When last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you were covering the press conference where we started the pilot project. For the first time in the city, and probably we are the first largest city that is doing a pilot project that we are giving the private sector the opportunity for them to install some charging battery boxes in Cooper Union, Avenida de las Americas, Washington, and other locations. So what we are doing right now is to test different way of how the deliveritas, who are the one who are using most of those battery for the electric bike to do the work, they should do it safe. So yeah, we have started testing with the pilot project. We have started 2 weeks ago. We are giving 3 different options on how we are swapping the battery, and we hope that after the 6 months, after collecting the data, we will be able to learn from that, and probably that will have the potential to be the first city that will have a largest bike exchange battery charging
Sir, can you
If you don't mind, before I continue, if you don't mind, let me first hear from Councilmember Brewer, and then we'll continue.
Thank you very much. I'm Gail Brewer, City Council, and I'm here to be very, very, very supportive of what both NYPD and Commissioner of DOT is stating, because number one in my district office is the complaint about no following the rules of the road. And so to be here today is ecstatic, because I have to say a lot of effort is going in, not only citywide, but the 2-4, the 2-0, and the local precincts are really trying. But we need to follow some of the rules of the road. We need to be very conscious of the battery issue. I'm a big supporter of the 3 companies, Pop Wheels and the other 2, that are experimenting. How do we put in the vending machine a battery that is used and get out one that is in good shape? That's what we need, so that people do not bring their bikes home. So congratulations to these 2 agencies, and we look forward to support. The Deliveristas are really trying. That organization, their umbrella organization, is also doing lots and lots of rules of the road, but we all have to work together. Thank you very much.
Actually, Gail, it might be a question for both of you. I know we're talking e-bikes here. What about the scooters, especially on the Upper West Side? A lot of people, forget bikes for a second. We've got scooters, mini motorcycles, all illegal, driving on sidewalks. What's being done to crack down on them? We've got 20 miles per hour. These things go 30 or 40.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to answer the question separate from the announcement today, again, which is...
But making them wider
Yeah,
could make those bikes go faster, so it is connected.
Yeah, I will add it. But I just want to remind it, of course, I know that we always can add, other pieces of what we are doing today. I'm more than happy I will say something, and then the chief and Gail, if you want to add it. But what I say, today announcement is basically the one where we're going to be distributing thousands of pieces of literature, educating individuals who use electric bike how to accelerate, because most of the cyclists that we have lost, especially in 2023, from 30 cyclists that we lost, 23 of those were using electrical bike. When it comes to the scooters, from Mayor Adams, for myself and everyone, we know that everyone has to respect the law. So this is where we are right now. I think that, we're doing the educational, NYPD do the enforcement, and we know that as we're going with the mayor across the 5 borough, all community, one of the questions that come in, doesn't matter if it's Upper West Side, Upper East Side, Inwood, or Brooklyn, or any place, about how can you help us to address individuals using a scooter in the sidewalk in other places. A scooter or bike in the sidewalk are not allowed. It's illegal. So that's a clear message. We do the educational, NYPD do the enforcement. I celebrate the big challenge that we had when we had 200 million bike trips in 2023. And I encourage working class New Yorkers to get into bike. 92, I went to Food and Dash in Shanghai. The first thing that I was told was about change your dollars, get 350 yuan, go and buy a bike. The wealthy individuals with a high level of education already get it. If you bike, it's good for your health, it's good for your environment, and it's good for your economy. Now we want to educate our working class New Yorkers about that benefit. We want to see money. But that comes with challenges, and a scooter in the sidewalk or electrical bike is unacceptable, it's illegal, and NYPD is on the job.
Gail, do you think
I'm sorry, I'll just add, we are addressing the moped problem. We seized over 13,000 mopeds and motorbikes last year versus 600 the previous year, and we're about 4,000 this year alone. Many summonses issued as well. And again, it's not about the seizures per se as much as about trying to get compliance. We're not out here trying to take anybody's livelihood away from them, but those bikes have to be registered by law. If they don't have a VIN number, then they're illegal. And it's about making sure that those bikes are properly registered, that they're insured, and that the operators are licensed as well. So again, it's not about trying to take people's livelihoods away. It's about trying to bring safety to the streets.
And just to clarify, no one here thinks the wider lane's going to make them go faster. You're all confident that people will follow?
They're not allowed in the bike lane.
Well, but I saw one go by while I was standing here, so
If you don't
I
mind,
understand the intent.
so
but you're confident this will not add to speed and more accidents. You're confident this will make a wider lane will make people safer. We won't be covering accidents with wider lanes.
we can never predict when a crash will happen, right? We work tirelessly. We have the best planners unit. The best team that any agency may have is at DOT. So when it comes to looking for how we can make the street safer, it's better for, more New Yorkers who are into the bike. There's a reality. It's very easy for someone to go through UPS, Amazon, FedEx, and get a scooter. So, but we want to be sure that anyone who use those mode of transportation do it safe, and those who know that they have to register, they should do it. So when it comes to widening the bike lane, what we know is that from transportation alternative to all family for safer street, all the advocates community, they being the one also working with us, advocating for us to be more space for more New Yorkers to bike in our street.
There's definitely a learning curve with using e-bike. So I was just wondering, are there any particular issues that come up repetitively? I understand that a lot of these e-bike crashes or even into other vehicles people is the accelerating that's causing the problem. Are there any particular issues where you think the transportation campaign could help?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, like I'm just wondering, like, what are the top usage issues? Like, is it a lot of
Let me call on and Ken, who is the person who lead our education of
Hi, I'd be happy to speak on this. So one of the things we know, of course, is not just that e-bikes are difficult to control as they accelerate, but they brake very differently. So I think you'll see, especially in the content, the video content, it really outlines this idea of braking fast, braking earlier before you get to the intersection, and also watching your acceleration. And we are, of course, really worried about people in truck blind spots. So you'll see these things outlined here, as well as something that really explains to people if you're on a moped, you're not allowed in the bike lane, which will allow then NYPD to do even more enforcement. But we really are trying to really drill down to those skills-based plans.
One of the points is not only like braking before, but actually sometimes e-bike people, they don't brake. They think that they are the owners of the street.
Yeah, but right now we just focusing about, is about teaching those who use electric bike about how to maneuver. How, I would say right now we are focusing about teaching those who use electric bike how to use the tools. That's what we're doing right now. And what I gotta say is also with the new contract that we negotiated with Lee for the city bike, for the first time also, when a new person who subscribed to city bike go through the application, now they had to do a few minutes video that they also learn. So the campaign that we are doing today is how Mayor Eric Adams knows. Again, we are using you guys for you to help us to educate New Yorkers and visitors how to use electric bike. We are putting the dollars also to go through this campaign. But also we are working with City Bike and they doing their part too. We also want to encourage the private sector who are also using the app to get the deliverita to do the work, for them also to do similar things. Again, it's a good, having 200 million bike trips in 2023 show that New York City is really moving around, not only in cars, buses and trains, but they also are using our bicycle. I remember trying to place an order through a restaurant in Dyckman in England to Riverdale. Years ago, the restaurant, they were not delivered. Now, because electric bike is here, those of us that in the cold day, warm day, you want the food to be delivered, the restaurant can be at 125th, and you get the delivery here to the whole kitchen. Yes, because electric bike, a scooter are there for the deliverita to do the work. So, the problem is not the electric bike. The challenge that we have is to educate everyone who uses it to please use it in a safe manner. Thank you, everyone.
Question.
Ramos, later. Ramos.
It is accurate to say that the great majority of those who have accidents die at the delivery station?
No. Again, like, for many Adams and knows, one death is too many. And it's not something new for us. We've been in government and public servants in different ways for many years. You know, what we know is that Vision Zero is, the most important policy that we have in our city. It's the 3E, engineer, redesigning danger intersection, reimagining the use of public space. It's about enforcement with the NYPD, Commissioner Cavan, Chief Rivera, and the whole men and women of NYPD helping us enforcement. The third one is education. So what we are doing again is, yes, working with the Deliberita, education department, DOT. They are not only here for the Photoshop, they're here because for every day they work with the Deliberita helping them. So the largest numbers of people who've been dying, from 30 cyclists that we lost last year, again, 23 of them were using electric bike. And 7 of those who unfortunately lost their life, they were not hit by the vehicle. They just hit themselves to some oil. So most of the cyclists that we can get back to be specific with the numbers, but I don't believe that the larger numbers are the delivery. But it's an important a group of ours.
They rushed the lift.
Yeah, we can check it out. Thank you, everyone.
I'm still going to give blow for being a